What happens so easily with us is that we get caught up in other people's energy. Many of us are sensitive and more sensitive than we want to admit. I'm very sensitive. Every time I act like I'm not sensitive, every time I act like my shit don't stink, every time I act like I'm not weak and stupid, that's when the rug gets pulled from under me. My best moments on this earth have been when I've acknowledged how much of a fool I am, when I acknowledge how weak I am, and then I do a 180 and change my trajectory. That has been my best moments because you can feel the growth. You can feel your effort. You have a greater sensitivity to the effort, to your push, to the forward momentum. If you just want to let yourself believe, oh, I'm good. No, I'm not that bad. I'm not. I saw this video where people were rating themselves on a scale of 1 to 10, right? And everybody thought they were a 10. And people want to think they're 10s. These were young people. Everybody wants to think so highly of themselves just based off of what? Based off of your spunky personality and the fact that, you're cute. That's not enough. That's not enough for longevity and sustainability to have the kind of bonds you would actually want to have. There's so much more to us. I do acknowledge, although I'm not traditionally religious, I acknowledge that there's so much more inside of us, so much more of a richness in the depth than we give ourselves credit for. I agree with religion in the sense that there's something deeper, there's something more powerful in us. There's a force inside of us that we can access, but it does require us getting out of our own way. I believe you're probably similar to me where you are your own worst enemy. I know I'm my own worst enemy. As much as I complain about everybody, I am my own worst enemy. And because there is this dualistic sense where there's what your mind, you are your mind, but it's what your mind pulls you toward, and it is this path of least resistance, right? And then there's what you, like right now, I believe the me that's talking is like the embodiment of will. I believe that the us who is interacting with each other, who goes to work every day, I believe that is like we are will. We are our will. You talk about willpower. Like me doing this takes a will for me to communicate, right? And so then the mind is constantly trying to offset that will, which is that forward momentum, that push to rest and relax and to take it easy and whatnot. And I will say we do need to rest. We do need to take it easy. When I can't stand that the way that people rest is by it's like another form of work. People rest by like having these agendas and these itineraries, like I'm gonna do this and that and this and that. I'm like, just stop. Less minimalistic, like less. Just be chill. I find it in my own mind. There are days when I know that I need to just be still and actually do nothing, think nothing, look at nothing. And I can feel this tantrum. I guess I'll have to contradict what I just said, because sometimes the mind wants the path of least resistance. But then sometimes the mind wants the path of most stimulation, I guess. I guess that's not most necessarily resistance, but oftentimes the mind is like, wants to gluttonize off of just pure stimulation for stimulation's sake. Like it just wants to be lifted, or it wants to be distracted. I think it's healthy for us to just resign into a pool of boredom. Let yourself be bored. Let yourself fall asleep. Let your mind recalibrate and discover a new kind of sensitivity that exists within you. So many of us are caught up in a momentum of just junk. You know how I believe in mental obesity. I believe that there is a weight, and like I think the weight is like very literal, because it can feel like a weight's lifted off of your shoulders once you step away from this. There's a weight that's placed upon our mind that then is placed upon our body, because we are super connected to our psychologies. The mind-body connection is totally real, even when it's in a dysfunctional state. There's so much weight we place upon ourselves, and this weight is just empty calories, so to speak. It's not nutritionally dense. It's just nothing. It's just stuff. So much information about celebrities, so much information about drama with people. So much, you're being exposed and you're sensitive to so much of the antagonization, the hostility of just random people, of strangers, or your coworkers, your family, your friends. There's just so much stuff that has nothing to do with you getting the best out of yourself. And what's the best? The best is this high. This best is this feeling of power, this feeling of capability. That's what the best is. The best is this sense of autonomy, this sense of that personal sovereignty. And it's not about, this is not on some like be individualistic so that you can just step on other people's heads and get over, so that you don't have to care about anybody else. No, I'm saying access your singular individual power so that you can have the best experiences with each other. If I'm the best version of myself and I connect with you, and you're the best version of yourself and you connect with me, that's going to be a rich dance. It's going to be a ballet. It's going to be music. It's going to be beautiful. Don't look at it like, I'm not saying just look out for yourself. I'm saying look out for yourself in a healthy way so that you can have the best kind of a relationship possible. Bottom line. And it's dope because look, there's a richness available. There's a depth available. But disconnect and detach from all of the noise. There's so much noise. There's so much, I call it filler. Are you familiar with filler episodes and TV series, especially Japanese animation? Or like there's something called filler where it has nothing to do with the original material. Because often, if you're not familiar, Japanese anime, a lot of the vast majority of the animations come from the comic books, the mangas. And the mangas are what's called canon. But in the animation, because they don't want to get to the end of the story too quickly, and for all other kind of reasons, they fill it with just what's called filler. It has nothing to do with the actual storyline, but it's just there to just pass the time. It's there to just buy them time. And it's never as good. The filler is never as good. So that's what we're doing. We engage in a lot of filler that has nothing to do with our main storylines. Yes, you are the hero of your storyline. And it's dope when heroes meet other heroes. And it's dope when we're trying our best, not just for the sake of getting a lot of money, getting a lot of riches, getting a lot of material possessions. Again, I can't help but stress, if we are at our best, we'll have the best kinds of bonds and relationships. It's a win, 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 win. What are we doing? Hey, good morning, y'all. Let's do our best.